Hey people, how's it going? Welcome to another video. Welcome to another episode of 5 albums that got me into X genre. We've done power metal, we've done black metal, and I've got some more genres lined up, but I thought today, let's take it back to the start. Let's go and show 5 albums that actually got me into hard rock / heavy metal. The 5 albums that turned me into the metalhead I am today. So I'll warn you now, there's only one real metal album in there, which was like the final nail in the coffin to be like, yep, cool, I'm a metalhead now type of thing at the prime age of, I don't know, 14 or so like that. Yeah, they're all nostalgic albums for me, but because they're the first albums that made me, have an impact on me, that made me realize that, music is awesome and music is life type of thing, I just thought it'd be fun to share pretty much what I thought was awesome in the early stages of my life, around ages like, I don't know, age 12, maybe 11 or so, when I finally started to hear music and think that sounds really cool. But yeah, like I say in all my other videos, pop down below what your 5 albums that got you into, the music that you love and listen to today, whether it be hard rock, heavy metal, or rap, or jazz, whatever. 5 albums that shaped you into the music fan you are today. So yeah, that'll be fun for me to go back and read through and possibly check them out as well. Let's get started. I've gone in order, so like from the first album I show will be like the first album I heard that made me go, oh yeah, okay, this one's cool. And then the last one will be like the most recent one. So the first one is an album that reminds me a lot of going on family holidays back down the South Island on the, in the summer and whatnot. We had, it was basically CDs in the car on our long trips. And this CD, I'm holding the vinyl at the moment, but the CD was thrashed and on repeat, and I learned very early on that I really like this album and I want to find out more. That album I'm talking about is Oasis's second album, What's the Story, Morning Glory. Yeah, this and the second one kind of go hand in hand, because I remember hearing them at the same time, probably on the same family trip, to be honest. But yeah, this one is one of the few albums that, you can put it on and the whole family kind of likes it. Even my older sister, who's not the biggest music fan in general, like just, enjoys it when this one comes on. I don't need to say too much about this album because we all know how it goes, even if we're not fans, but just in case you're not, I'll take you through it anyway. Oasis's second monster breakthrough album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, released in 1995. This one was just an absolute monumental album. The debut definitely maybe was awesome for them, but this one really took them to extremes of like, fame and rock and roll lifestyle. It's got all the signature Oasis songs that you all know and love on it, and honestly, like, even though we hear them all the time on the radio and whatnot, you can't help but sing along when they're on. It's a stacked album. It's pretty banging, like, all the way through. Like, side 1, Hello, which is a great opening song. I've always liked that. Roll With It is like the most Beatles-esque song on the album, I think, if you don't include Don't Look Back in Anger. Wonderwall, obviously we know that. Don't Look Back in Anger, great song, you can't deny that powerful chorus. Hey Now, underrated B-side on that one, I think that one's awesome. The Swamp songs on here are a bit weird, those random little filler ones, it's all good. Some Might Say is a fantastic song. I realized later in life, like recently, that intro riff is Slade's Come On Feel the Noise, just slowed down. Cast No Shadow, which was the first song on the album the first song that caught my ear to make me be like, hang on, what was that? That was really nice, because it's calm and it's acoustic, and when you're not a metalhead, that sounds nice. It's really awesome. She's Electric is like the most Kink song, like the Kinks inspired song on the album. And the title track, What's the Story, Morning Glory, probably the heaviest song on the album, up rivaling against Hey Now. When I heard that, I just thought that song was amazing. It's so loud. It's one of the heaviest songs on the album. It's just an aggressive Oasis song. I just thought it was awesome. And then the ballad Champagne Supernova, 7 minutes of hiding underneath landslides. Yeah, it's a fantastic album. I don't need to listen to it, but when I do, God, it's good. So yeah, the first one that made me go, whoa, Oasis is What's the Story, Morning Glory. And like I say, the next one is more or less on the same vibe as like Found on the Same Holiday. The second one is Tom Petty's, Into the Great Wide Open. This, again, Tom Petty, another artist that gets played a lot around my family because we all listen to different things. Another one artist that we can all vibe to and have a good time. This one, I guess Dad had it on CD, or Mum, one or the other, and because it was such a commercial success and because it's genuinely a good album, they took it on road trips with them, and again, we thrashed it. Obviously not the heaviest thing in my collection, but honestly, just a pure nostalgic trip for me on this one. This one's awesome. Learning to Fly is on here. Obviously, the title track, Into the Great Wide Open. But those are great for sure. But honestly, there's so many deeper hidden cuts on here that just make this album great. Like King's Highway is a fantastic song. I think that's just so catchy. It's awesome. Two Gunslingers is fun. The Dark of the Sun is pretty good as well. But All or Nothing, the heaviest song on the album, again, the most electric guitar-filled song on this album, again, was the song that made me go, hang on, play that again, that was heavy. So like already, What's the Story, the song, and All or Nothing, the two heaviest songs on the albums are the ones that I was attracted to the most. And then all the B-sides, like, they're still fine. All the Wrong Reasons is great. Too Good to Be True. Out in the Cold is great, another upbeat, heavier one. You and I Will Meet Again, making some noise, loud shouting one, and Built to Last is just cool. Yeah, it's, again, I say it, it's a stacked album. If you like Tom Petty and you haven't delved into the deep cuts of Into the Great Wide Open, I highly recommend you do it because it's stacked. So yeah, the second one I go for, Tom Petty's Into the Great Wide Open. That's Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. All right, we move forward in time now. We've come back from the holiday and we've discovered some songs that have been released, that have been played on the radio, and this was probably the first taste of, you know, aggressive music back then for me, and that was Green Day's American Idiot. Like, given the age that I am, anyone who's around, any 90s kid really, you could say, was like, this was the album that made us into the music fans that we are. This is the album that kind of made me realize what a guitar was and like how heavy, like how faster it could be played. You know, you compare this with Tom and Oasis, it's way different, obviously, but you know, it's punk music, right? It's pop punk music at its heaviest, to be honest, because it's not exactly pop punk. It's a bit hardcore, more hardcore than that. But yeah, again, I don't really need to talk about this album, but how stacked is it? Like, come on. American Idiot, we all know it, we all love it. Jesus of Suburbia, just 9 minutes of amazingness. Holiday, fantastic. I've heard people say that it's Longview 2.0. That is not true. They can suck a dick. Boulevard of Broken Dreams, yeah, it's all good. But then everything else that's not a single is just amazing, except for Extraordinary Girl. Are We the Waiting, Saint Jimmy, Novocaine, Rebel, Let It Bomb is amazing. Love Let It Bomb. Wake Me Up When September Ends is a powerful song, but doesn't fit the story of the album. It's just randomly thrown in there. Homecoming, which is Jesus 2.0, Jesus Suburbia 2.0, and What's Her Name? You could say I've grown to appreciate that one over the last few years due to influence of friends. But yeah, there's so much lore behind this album. The concept story following Saint Jimmy leaving home, going to the city, falling in love, and then her breaking his heart, and then him coming home, and then What's Her Name, wondering about, you know, what she's up to now. Honestly, it's amazing. It's nostalgic. It's loud. It's fun. It's just great. It's Green Day, American Idiot. We go forward another few years and we learn what hard rock is. We've done the punk, we've done the easy listening, and now we do, of course, Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. Again, I'm pretty sure this is most metalheads' first album taste of like hard rock and heavy metal. Do you know what I mean? Again, it's radio friendly, especially this album in particular. The whole thing is radio friendly, but it's just that tiny bit heavier, and that's what we love when we're like 13 years old. You hear songs like Welcome to the Jungle and you think, oh, that's awesome, it's great. And yet we all know Sweet Child of Mine, it's a great song, but we don't need to hear it again. Everything else on the album is great. Oh, minus Paradise City. Again, we don't need to hear that for another minute. But yeah, it's so easy. Great song. Night Train, fantastic. Out to Get Me, loud and aggressive is awesome. Mr. Brownstone, that one's amazing. My Michelle, I've always had a sweet spot for My Michelle. I really love that. Think About You is kind of like the weakest one for me. You're Crazy is great. Anything Goes, and then the loud, explosive Rocket Queen at the end. Again, stacked album. I don't actually own this one on vinyl. I don't know why. Probably because it's one of the most accessible albums in the world. So whenever I see it, I think I'll buy that another day. You know, save my money for stuff that's rare. But yeah, honestly, I don't need to tell you to go listen to this album because you probably already have. And if you're like me, you've got a real cracked CD version of it. Probably doesn't play anymore, but still, it's virtually all our first hard rock album. So yeah, 1987's Guns N' Roses, Welcome, Appetite for Destruction. And then the last one that really made me, you know, hit the nail in the head for being like, yep, lock it in. This is the music I love. Lord Praise Heavy Metal, is an Iron Maiden album. If you know anything about me, obviously you know that I'm a diehard Maiden fan, and I rank the debut quite highly in regard to, you know, in comparison to a lot of other people. So you think that's the one I would bring up, but the debut was not the first album that I properly heard. Ladies and gentlemen, obviously it's Number of the Beast. Yeah, this was a Christmas, not this, again, I had it on CD, I'm just showing the vinyls to be flash. I got the CD for this Christmas 2008, I think, which means I was 15. And yeah, again, used and abused that damn CD. It does still play because I started to take care of CDs by then. But yeah, honestly, again, for those metalheads amongst us, I don't need to tell you too much about this album because we already know how it goes. I can tell you without even looking at the tracks. Invaders, just fantastic stuff. I've heard people shit on that for being a weak opener. It's not. It's one of their greatest openers. I think it's so much fun. The little bass run in it, you know. It's Bruce Dickinson's first album. It's loud, it's punchy, it's just awesome. Compare this to Killers, it's just outrageous. Track 2, Children of the Damned. Beautiful ballad, really powerful stuff, great solo in it. The Prisoner, those drums, man, those goddamn drums, it's incredible. And it's a great song regardless, even if you take away the drums. Clive Burr's drumming on this album is damn amazing, I swear to God. Track 4, 22, Acacia Avenue. Just really fun, underrated, no one talks about it. I love that song. I think it's great. It's bouncy, it's catchy, and it's just really fun, in my opinion. Now, track 5, Number of the Beast, the title track. We know it, we all love it. It's great. The iconic spoken intro. I have it tattooed on my arm. It's just a fantastic song. Followed up by Run to the Hills, probably the most overplayed Maiden, one of the most overplayed Iron Maiden songs, but still, when you hear it, I haven't heard it in a long time, so when I do hear it, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's still good. Then in track 7, you get like Gangland, and if you've got this version, is this on here? No, yeah, Gangland, and then if you've got the CD remaster, you get Total Eclipse. Both of those songs actually suck. I hate both of them, but it's okay, because we then end the album with Hallowed Be Thy Name, which, again, I don't need to tell you, is an amazing, amazing song. So yeah, again, this one got absolutely abused in my CD player back in the day, and to this day, I still rank this Maiden album amazing. It's not my number 1, it's my number 2, yeah, but it was the first full Maiden album I heard. And when I heard this, I was like, booyah, that's me locked in for the next 15 years. So yeah, the album that kind of made me a metalhead was Iron Maiden's Number of the Beast. Awesome as team, thank you so much for hanging out with me while I sit here and take you through 5 albums that virtually turned me into the metalhead that I am today. Like I said at the start, let me know below 5 albums that got you into the style of music that you absolutely adore, whether it be rap, rock, metal, whatever. I'm curious to know. Keep an eye out for the next video. I've got a ranking coming up soon. Not entirely sure when that'll be, but it'll be up soon, I promise. But yeah, until that happens, everybody, stay inside, stay safe, jam some music, I suppose, and I'll see you all in the next video. See you later.